Hey guys, ravdav here. I have Deadly Can Opener with me. I think she's down underneath. Let me go find her.
I'm
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
somewhere.
Somewhere. All right. She'll meet us
Yeah,
back up here sometime.
I'm back.
But today we wanted to. Are you up top?
No, I went under the ice by accident again.
All right. Well, what we're going to do today is kind of show how to set up an IG grinder, an AFK IG grinder. I've already done some of the work and going to explain kind of what we've done. So I've set up some pillars already, and what I've done is I've set up 3 blocks from the roof, and then I have 4 blocks inside. Now this can be variable height. This is just what's going to work for this new base. And then underneath where you have your stuff, for water protection, I do the full water protection. It slows down the spawn rates a little bit, but it's a real pain to be able to, for anybody to be able to get them. And put 3 blocks under that, put a sponge on the bottom. I put slabs at the top and then put the water sources inside. That way it stays in a nice small area. Now you could have a bigger water surface, but it's just going to kill the spawn rates really bad. Now, I set up a little AFK pool in the middle. Now, if you guys haven't done this before, basically all you do is this can just be 3 by 3 area. Put a pole, whatever, in the middle. You put a sign, you put a slab, the water source goes there. And then, of course, that just floats you around. I'm not pushing any buttons. And you just go around, you go up onto the slab, and around you go. That keeps you from going AFK. And I've got it right in the center of the IGs. And we'll test it out, make sure we're close enough on the pillars. I can adjust them if needed. I do have one underneath. It's 1 block lower, and it's only going to hold 2. But let me show the coordinates real quick. Hopefully, I mean, I think everyone knows where the new base is at. It's in the corner, -15, -15. So jot them down if you're going to raid. But otherwise, look at my chunk on there. These are where the actual chunks are. So here's the edge of the chunk. As I move this way, a chunk is 16. So at 15 to 0, it changes. So I'm keeping the AFK pool in the middle. This is actually a 3 by 1 grinder, and you can set this up a lot of different ways. But what I'm trying to do is I'm going to have the majority of the IGs spawn in the outside 2 chunks. And here you can see this one comes over and it switches here. Now this one will mostly spawn on this side of things. And this one, of course, will be kind of in the middle. Now the way I have this set up down at the bottom, and I don't have this all built out, so I was going to show kind of how it works. The IGs will drop. I'm going to have lava on top, and then they'll slowly fall down here. They're 3 blocks tall, so they'll start burning as they're going down. But as you see, here's where the chunk ends, and they end up kind of in the middle here. Same from this side. They'll flow down, and then they'll end up kind of in the middle. And that's, of course, where we have a hopper set up to be. You can see the hoppers underneath the water. And that's where they end up being. So the majority of the IGs will just kind of be chilling right here. That should allow all the spawners on these sides to just drop them as quick as they're able to spawn. I probably can fit plenty more IGs in here, but this is what I'm going to set up for now. If I add more, I'm just going to lower this sponge down, and I'll just put some more IGs inside each pillar. One other thing I did, since this is a corner claim, somebody can raid us from the east, and somebody can raid us from the south. So on the east side, not that big of a deal. If they're actually going to stack against the pillar and try and get our IGs, it's going to take a bit. Who just GG'd? Oh boy, is that just Jibs? I thought there was something actually real going on.
I don't know. Somebody was
Archer
gonna open a
class? Oh,
chest
I
and
think
they
they got
were
Archer
getting hype.
class.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you see that class in there. Gonna go burn it. All right. Okay, so if somebody's attacking us from the south, here's what I did. Notice that the pillars don't line up. So I have this one here, I have that one 2 over here, and then I have this pillar right here. And then these ones are offset 2 to that. So if anybody actually wants to try and line up with the IGs, they can only line up with one unless they're using a floating barrel. And if they're using a floating barrel, they're going to have to get that right in the middle to actually get all 5. So easiest way to raid it, of course, would be a floating barrel cannon so you can stack up against it. But I don't think I'm really going to have enough IGs in that to make that worth it. But we'll see how it goes. But let me know if you have any questions on that. Just a real simple design. 3 blocks at the top, 3 blocks at the bottom with a sponge on the bottom. Your IGs go in between that. And now down here at the bottom, I have this set up. This is how I do it. We have ice, and on your initial platform, you need 7 ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You drop it down 1 block and go 7 again. And depending on how big your grinder is, you can do that as many times as you need. On the last drop, it'll go down into hoppers. Now, really, you could actually put them all the way until your hoppers. If you wanted to do some less hoppers, having a few more hoppers than not as many hoppers, you'll get a little bit more iron from lag clears. And the ice pushes, instead of just regular blocks, it pushes the IGs down quicker. And since they will be burning from here, there's a possibility that they could die before they get all the way down to the hoppers. So the ice will also slide the iron into the hoppers quicker. If you play on a server with packed ice is even better. But that's not available on Treasure Wars, so that's what we're using here. Now on the setup over here, we have sign setup. That is the block immediately above the water. As it drops down, you'll have to have a gap right there so it doesn't cover that one up still and the water can flow. And we just move the signs down. So let me show you how that goes up here. And if you place a sign and hit escape, that'll place it without making you type anything. So we put those there. Now, if you wanted to get really dedicated, you could actually put the signs up and type stuff on it. So we could do ravdav was here, and you could do that on every single sign. But that takes a long time. I'm not that dedicated. What about you, can opener?
No.
I mean, graffiti 1 or 2, sure, but not all of them. All right, so then you just stack signs on top of those, and they float in the air. I need to get more signs. I don't think I need to place all of them for the video. Did you get one on there? Seh.
I didn't mean to type anything.
Okay. Now you get this all the way back to this wall. Oh, I guess I don't have all the ice in. And then this one will be the last one. You can't place another one there. Let me put some ice up. So, finish the ice off for this row. And if you guys hadn't noticed, there's a god rank right there on can opener. GG.
Woot woot.
Alright, so that's how you lay that out. I don't think I'm going to go into too much there. We can do that in a minute. I'm going to go toss these back down real quick. You had some lava. Let me grab a few of these. Then I'm going to let you show what I do for the lava. I actually found the best way to do this probably is to put up some kind of temp blocks. Like TNT. Really easy to break. Don't do this in a hostile environment. Someone will blow it up on you. TNT blowing up right here would wreck the walls and everything. Can opener, I would cry if he did something like that to me.
I wouldn't.
It'd also be funny, but I'd cry. I'd cry.
I would be kicked.
Kicked from the faction. Easy ban. Alright, so we put all the TNT up like this. And then we place the lava back here. Kind of flows that way. So you don't have to use as much lava doing it like this. And let me just put up some spacing blocks. So, what am I going to do? I wasn't going to build this all the way out for this. But basically, if I go under this now. There we go. That one there. So Just make sure you take all the TNT out, of course. Okay. So that lava now flows down there. If I take these ones out, you'll notice that it'll flow down again. Flow down one more, and I think it only flows one more, right? I'll test it with one. Yeah. So that's all it will do there. I can put another source on top of this one, and it'll flow down from there. Now, when the IGs now fall into that, they will start burning immediately. And since we're flowing in the correct direction, it's also nice that way. I think I'm going to run out of TNT. We get one more stack just for this.
Do you need another stack?
No, I got it.
Oh, I was about to gift it to you.
All right, so part of that kind of flows backwards. Ah, I'm on fire. Easy dodge. Pyromaniac for the win. Okay. Make sure. Try and fly under this carefully. Maybe. There we go. Alright, it looks like all the TNT's been removed. Oh, I got a Norton reboot notice. Okay. Alright, so that's all like that. And if you notice on top, the lava's still flowing. This next set, since the way it is, we'll actually be able to get that to fall into our next one, and we probably won't have to place any more lava. So, might be the most efficient way to actually get lava on there. You don't have to use a lot of sources on it. If you actually place them directly on the sign, you might still have to place filler blocks because you'll need to get it to place. You can't place a lava source like right here. Doesn't work, see? All right, so now let's get to the hoppers. So we have our hoppers here. If you haven't made sure they're pointing in the right direction, but these ones down here, let me switch over to some chests. So here's what I do for chests. Is I've got regular chests, trap chests. Place these alternating. So there's the regulars. Oh, that went sides. There we go. And then trap next to those. Unfortunately, the space isn't nice enough to... Is that a trap? Those are chests. To end evenly with a double, but that's okay. So there's those ones. Chest, 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 chest. Trapped, 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 trapped. Chest, 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 chest. Trapped, trapped. Alright, so then now for hooking this up, what I do is we can put... Oh, that's not going to work very well, is it? We're only going to have this going to one side. We'll take these ones out. Let's see. Now typically that would double. You could just finish it off the same way I'm going to do on that side over there. So place a hopper going into the back of that. Make sure it's pointing the right direction. And then a hopper going down, hopper going down, hopper going down, and then all those ones go into it. And on this side, make sure that they go into it this way. So you have the hoppers going there, all go into the one, and they go down. That feeds into the chest. So on this next one, here, I'm going to do it from this side since we're already alternating. So this one goes into this side, this one goes into this side. Here, 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 and then, okay, so those both go into that one. I'm going to leave that one open for now, but you get the gist of that. So this goes down, 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 and then we put these in here, point them that way. That's all the hoppers I have at the moment. But you basically fill this out. This will have So you can see I put the water source on the back. So the water source just goes along the back. The reason we did 7 ice across, lengthwise, whatever. So the water falls down, water falls down, water falls down. You can see how the water goes all the way down here. And that will let all the iron collect anywhere in the hoppers or specifically in the middle when it ends flowing. And then what I do on these ones, let me pull some of these. Do I have more hoppers? Um, Unfortunately, I think I'm out. I sold a bunch. I
Can you go
shouldn't have
shop
done
and get
that.
some?
Yeah, I can. I just thought I had another stack somewhere.
You'll find it after you're done recording.
I'm sure, I'm sure. Oh, there's a stack. Got it. It was in PV1. Okay. All right. So on these next row of chests, what you do is I just keep these lined up and just place those down here. So now I can do another row of chests. Grab chest. Now you don't have to angle these out. This is the way I like to do it. Not a big deal. With this one here, we'll have an entrance into it. There's 100 different base layouts, 100 different designs. This is the way I do it. It's fairly efficient, so that's why I like to do it this way. Let me put away that axe for a minute. Did we have any more signs? Yeah. Okay. So at this point, if you put in IG spawner, this will work nicely. I'm going to toss one in just for fun. This isn't going to work very well, but so we'll put this guy here. Let me find an IG grinder spawner. All right, so there's our IG, and see him fall. Another thing, just to point this out, I'm at 230, and down at the bottom here at the lava, I'm at 180. I'm about 50 blocks above where they are. The other thing about this lava being on top and being 50 blocks away is that's going to be very hard for someone to fishing rod a creeper up here. So even if you don't water protect these, they're going to have a hard time getting your IGs from this far away. It'd probably be a good idea to set this wall as obby. I'm not too worried about it just because of the way I have this set up with the water protection. If you have it as all obby, on the back side of it, it is obby, but they could potentially keg this right here and place a keg on there, especially if it didn't have this water prodded. So that's why I have that the way it is. And where did is our IG down here? Is he still spawning away? Okay, we just had one drop. So we'll come down here and you can see him down underneath. He's burning. Burning, burning, burning. And so typically we have this go down the rest of the way. He'd be about in the middle by now. And there he dies, and then all the iron goes and collects there for us. And I'm in fire again. Okay, so I got 3 iron and a poppy. So imagine that then with 20, 30 IGs going. You can make this a lot smaller. You can make it in one chunk. You can have it kind of in 2. Plenty of different ways to do this. But let me know if you have any questions on it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end this here, and then just right before I upload it, I'll show it all hooked up and how it looks. The other thing you need to do, make sure on your AFK pool, is you need to make sure that you're close enough to that spawner. So if you see in here right now, he's spinning around in there, right? If you get too far away from it, he'll stop spinning. So right there, I'm on the past my AFK pool. So right here, you see he starts spinning again. Okay, right? That block right there. So my AFK pool is close enough that he'll be able to be activated. And if I remember that correctly, it's supposed to be 12 blocks away. You need to be 12 blocks away from the spawner. So let me know if you have any questions on it, and I'll show you one last peek at it when we're done. Alright guys, hey, I'm back. I've tossed in 4 IGs for right now. Let's see a couple more fall. Let's see, come on, there we go. Alright, so they fall down into the lava, and you can see these ones right there burning. So they make their way down. Those ones are dead. You can see those ones in there. I got a little bit of fire res left on them. So they get down to the bottom middle, and they die about right when they get to the middle. So I do have a nether rack opening for me to get down and show you. I just got to find it. And it was all the way back on this side. Okay. Close that off for now. So it has my TNT from the scaffolding. I just barely started doing that, but you can see that iron is flowing to the chest. A little bit. I just barely put them up though. So one other thing I like to do, and I don't always do it, depending on how bad I really want to make this. So you can creeper egg regular walls. If someone cannons into your base, they can go up the side with kegs. They can fishing rod it, charge creeper, a bunch of stuff. Obby, they can't do that. They actually have to cannon through. So if they get in below your IGs, or even above your IGs, above it, they're going to have a hard time kegging down. I've got a layer of obby here. There's ice above. That'll make that water protected, make it harder to cannon anyway. And so they can't really get down through here since those are covered with water on the top. If you remember, those blocks were covered with water. So they're not going to be able to get from the IGs down into your hoppers. So hopefully, $500,000 worth of hoppers will be safe. Now, if they come in from below, though, I just would put a keg right here and blow this up. Once these are open, put another one in, can fishing rod one up. So what you can actually do, if you put blocks on these, it'll make it so that the hoppers don't work. But if I put a sign right here, and I can put SSSSS, a few of those up just for testing purposes. If I put water here, of course it'll flow and make a mess. But these chests now still open. So you can do that in a couple spots. You can put the water in it, and if you have just that little bit of water right there, if they do keg lower, this water will fall down and it'll protect that. And then on this back side here, you really don't need in here too much. So just showing kind of again what it does. If we put water in there, that will just fill that channel. It'll go through all the sides and that'll protect from underneath. So if they try and fishing rod up into water right here, that'll just blow the signs if anything, and the water will fall down. So that's another way to protect from the underside, from them ever getting in below your IGs and going up. The best thing to do is always use lots of obby, and that'll help protect it just a little bit. You'd be surprised how many times it cannon in. Even on that last raid I did, we cannoned in into their iron room, and then we went up. Simple as that. Grab a couple fire res pots, and what do? You just go in and take all their stuff. So let me know if you have any other ideas, any tips and tricks that you guys use when you're doing your IG grinders, and even point me to some other designs that you have going on. Let me know how they work out for you. I'll see you guys next time.